The Iranians.
אתם מגלים רוח חזקה. אתם אומרים לי, לממשלה, לחיילים ולמפקדים הגיבורים שלנו, תמשיכו עד הסוף.
You understand the scope of this stage, and you need to adhere to the instructions of the home front to save your lives. In the fortified areas, you are demonstrating high morals. I hear you say to me, to the government, and to our soldiers, to continue until the end, until victory. That's why I would like to express my deepest gratitude for such a trust. And I would like to confirm to you that we continue our effort very strongly. Wars are won by planning and deceit. However, the primary pillar of victory is determination. And I'm not talking about the determination of the leaders and the commanders, but also the determination of the peoples that you, people of Israel, have demonstrated so far. Together we recovered from the massacre on October 7th, and one by one, and we have dealt them double the blow. In Gaza we killed Nour and his supporters, and with Hezbollah, and in Syria and in Iran. In Iran now we are out with the Standing Lion and Lion's Roar operation that we are conducting in Iran, and we have recovered all our captives, and we have climbed the Sheikh mountain, and we have created a buffer zone between our people, our citizens, and the areas of threat in the north. And as I have said before, we are changing the face of the Middle East. We are not only changing it, but we have changed ourselves as well. After the catastrophe on October 7th, I decided to lead a radical change and to launch successive strong attacks. Successive attacks that would change the balance of power between us and our enemies. This way we have transformed Israel into a regional superpower that deters and defeats its enemies. All this requires courage and taking risks as well. And in the Set Matkal unit in which I served as an officer, the food mess.
מולנו עומד משטר רשע קיצוני שמזה 47 שנים קורא מוות לישראל, מוות לאמריקה, וזומם להשמיד אותנו עם פצצות אטום ועשרות אלפי טילים בליסטיים. הנשיא טראמפ הבין מזמן את גודל הסכנה לארצות הברית ולעולם כולו. אספר לכם שפגשתי אותו בפלורידה חודשים לפני שהוא נבחר לכהונתו השנייה.
That's Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. We seem to have lost the translation there, but he was just saying that, talking about Israel's assaults on Iran together with the United States, changing the face of the Middle East and turning Iran into a regional superpower. Let's head to Ramallah. We can speak to Nour Odeh. Nour, I don't know if you picked up much of what the Israeli Prime Minister was saying. Nothing particularly unexpected, but saying that effectively that Israel is changing the face of the Middle East.
That's right. But if we put this in domestic terms, Nick, Netanyahu speaking to his voter base. Netanyahu in the recent polls doesn't seem to have gained any more support, which is something that he had expected, to be striking at Iran, to have killed the supreme leader Ali Khamenei, to have been able to bring in the United States in this campaign against Iran. The expectation was that Netanyahu would be reaping rewards. He has not, and so he is speaking to the Israeli public, explaining to them that all of this is in the context of vengeance for October 7, that under his leadership, Israel became a superpower, a regional superpower, which it already was. Israel is a nuclear power. It has an air force unmatched in the region and in many parts of the world. but it has been able to wage war on several of its neighbors. It has been able to create a lot of destruction without any breaks, without any restraint, without any consequences.
Nour, Iran has been hitting back. Talk us through what's been happening on that front in Israel today.
That's right. As Israel continues to strike Iran, to strike at the heart of the Iranian government, to try and shake the foundations of control, as military spokespeople keep telling us, what we've seen are several volleys, more than 8 of them, of missiles coming from Iran. The last one was about half an hour ago, and it did include some of the missiles with cluster munition, with cluster warheads. These are some of the more advanced, larger ballistic missiles in Iran's arsenal. Now, some of those, the shrapnel has been falling here in the occupied West Bank, causing extensive damage to roads, to some of the homes. No injuries, thankfully. Now, we do not have any information cleared by the Israeli military censor, but we know that at least in the last volley, Haifa and the Haifa Bay were targeted. Sirens went off there from Iranian missiles and then from missiles from Lebanon. This is a strategic location. Haifa is home to the Israeli Navy, to the Israeli submarines, to the oil refineries, to the petrochemical industry. So this is a very well-guarded city. It is very sensitive. Anytime Haifa is attacked, this really does hit a nerve in Israel. We do not know what kind of damage has occurred, if any, in Haifa, but from the Israeli reports cleared by the censor, only some of the missiles were intercepted.
Nour, thanks for that. And as Odeh is speaking there, we're seeing pictures, the latest images coming to us from Tehran of extraordinary, devastating explosions taking place. We cannot say at this point what is being targeted, but clearly it's causing intense damage as great balls of flame and smoke erupt into the air, turning, literally, as you can see, turning the night sky